Let's go, let's go, let's go. You are officially in the Michigan Man Cave. Welcome to the Man Cave, your place for any and all things Michigan Big Ten championships.
I like how you did that there.
Hey,
Sprinkled a little on it, sprinkled it.
They pissed out here in these streets.
Let's go.
Hey,
Been a long time.
Hey, what's that song called by Sam Cooke?
It's been a long. I know what you're talking about.
It's been a long time coming, man. But hey,
Woo.
I think we put our time in. We've taken the heartbreaks. I mean, bro, I don't even know where we start because I didn't see it. King, I think you correctly predicted us winning, which I still don't know if you truly believe that or you. But hey, man, you got the victory, so I think it's 4-3. But hey, I've never been happier taking an L in my life.
Facts. Big facts.
Ever. So, I mean, like I said, I don't really know where to start, man. Just excited. But the thing that stuck out to me while watching the game, and I was watching it with Bowie, I was just like, yo, it seems like it was us on the other side, like the shit Ohio State was doing. Like, that's usually how we look in the games. Like, oh, snaps are rolling on the ground and just
false starts.
Discombobulation that's us. So when it wasn't happening, I didn't know what to do. Even as it was unfolding, I still really didn't believe it until probably that last stop we had. I was just like, I done seen so much BS over the years. So much. But hey, we're in now. You will lose. So, King, your screen looking a little blurry. I don't know what happened to you, brother, but get it together, man, so we can celebrate this thing.
Yeah, man, what you doing over there?
Well, I'll start with Bowie. Hey, bro, talk to me,
bruh. It was funny as hell because Train wouldn't budge off that I'm not sold one bit until this thing hit all zeros. Oh. And you could feel it. He was like, nope, I ain't buying it. I ain't buying into it, not until this thing is over. And I felt it, man. That's kind of the it's what they made us have to do. You know what I'm saying? And it is what it is. I ain't gonna dig into what the past is, but big ups to Jim Harbaugh, big ups to the team. And the guys that don't really get a lot of praise, dog, I want to give them big ups. The offensive line, dog, they straight dominated their defense. And I feel like that was the biggest part of the game. They came out with tons of heart. They were moving people. They were pushing people around, and it allowed Haskins to have that big day. And most of all, it allowed us to control the football. That was my point from last week, so that's where I'm going to go. We won in the time of possession. We kept that offense off the field, and I think it played into like what you're saying, Train, their discombobulation. You know what I'm saying? They were out of sync. They were out of rhythm because they didn't have a lot of time with the football. So big up offensive line, go blue, big up defense, all phases of the game. I just wanted to shout out the offensive line because we rarely talk about them. But hell yeah, man, it feel good as hell.
Hell yeah.
We off our back, bro. And like Harbaugh said, it kind of feels like the beginning of something. Getting that monkey off our back. So Go blue, man. Big win. But I'm ready to move on. So I'll hand it over to King.
Yes, sir.
All right. Yeah, for sure, man. And just to go off his point, my point last week was getting after the quarterback and, you know what I'm saying, getting him down, actually. And I think Aiden Hutchinson made a case for all the awards he got, you know what I'm saying, and even some that he might receive later on, you know what I'm saying. I'm not gonna put him in no candidacies yet, but
he might get a trip to New York out of
this. That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? But we had I think 4 sacks total. I mean, we won total yards, rushing yards, first downs. We had less penalties. We won. We had more sacks.
Hard to lose a game with that.
We had that one timely interception at the beginning, but after that, everything calmed down. And I had that same sentiment. I was at my game, waiting for our game to start, and I was watching the game. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't fully like, all right, we got this until I looked back and we had started our game. It was 42. No, it was the end of the game. I'm like, yo, we just won. And then I think Bowie hit me up during the game, and I had to call him back. But man, like joy, you know what I'm saying? Even some of my team, they know how much I love Michigan, you know what I'm saying? And they was all rooting for me. We got one of my players, his brother goes to Michigan right now, and all his family goes to Michigan. So
there you go.
It was a great win. We won that day. So you know what I'm saying? It was just an all-day good day, you know what I'm saying? But great win. We controlled the line of scrimmage, both ends, you know what I'm saying? Haskins might have made his case for a candidacy somewhere, you know what I'm saying, down there in New York, up there in New York.
Two of them going to New York?
But man, it was the monkeys off the back now, you know what I'm saying? We can walk around chest up, you know what I'm saying? Smiling, bro. So yeah, for sure.
Hey, King, how many punts did we have?
I know we didn't have no field goals.
Did we?
Did we punt?
Can you find that? See if you can find that for us.
I know in the second half, we scored on all 4 drives, I believe.
I'm trying to remember. I can't remember off the top of my head. I don't remember punting though.
Yeah, we only man, I got some stats, but dang, that's a good one.
Once? I don't remember punting either.
No.
Come back to me.
All right. So yeah,
because I'm trying to think of who their punt returner would be.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I don't remember seeing returning a punt.
No, so what I want to get into now is a bigger picture. Obviously, Iowa coming up, and I'm not going to breeze by. I mean, we can go back more into the game, but just big picture. I'm thinking about that monkey off our back, man. Like that was like a 1,000-pound boulder sitting there, like 15 out of 16, 9 in a row, like. It was getting insane to the point where it's like, yeah, they're usually better than you, but the mental edge was even more dominating than the physical edge. You know, it's like, come on, you can't lose that many times unless you're just, mind fucked. So I feel like that now it's almost like we could just go and play free. You know what I mean? That's where I'm at with it. Like, yo, let's just go play now. King, what you got?
We punted one time.
One time?
Out, like with 12 minutes into the second quarter, but the interception was our only change of, possession like that.
Okay.
Other than that, we scored. And just add to that stat, that's a great stat to bring up, Train. We only attempted 4 passes in the second half, and we scored on every drive.
We're a running team, man. So obviously he knew something that we know. We're a running team.
4 passes, that's crazy.
We'll do that.
No, I appreciate that, King. I was just wondering. I don't remember punting, but yeah.
Hey, what's it saying about field goals?
Oh yeah, hey, that's what exactly. Field goals can win you a game, but they ain't gonna win you games.
That was your point, Train. We got to hold them to field goals, and we got to score, and we did just that.
Yep, win the red zones, dog. We had to win the red zones, and they stalled out a couple of times down there. Anyway,
that's usually us. So that's why you were feeling the way you were feeling.
Hey, and another point, the point you made about what we need to do, we made them play underneath.
Yes.
Everything was underneath.
They executed the game plan.
Everything we said.
Did we write the game plan? I mean, did we somehow they got the video, saw us, and then they was like, yo, maybe these little brothers, these young brothers on
They on to something. Yeah.
Man, come on, man.
So the monkey's off our back, for sure. But actually, you know what? Before we go into all that, I want to talk more about the game, since we're talking about the game. So, Bowie, with Gaddis, he was running it, but it had a vibe of like, I'm not scared to take a shot here. He did the flea flicker when we were up. which we want. Like that's aggressive. Like yo, we're up, and he runs a flea flicker. Like that's usually never happens. Could have just kept it close to the vest. And it seemed like he took a couple shots downfield. I knew Cornelius Johnson had a deep pass. And I actually called that out during the game. I said, right now, 1-on-1 up top, no safety. But what do you think he's like feeling a little more confident, a little more swaggy with the play calling?
I think so. And now that we've established that we're a running team, all we ask for is balance. You know what I'm saying? Give us something that we haven't seen, that the opponent hasn't seen. You know what I mean? So mixing it up the way he did, you can appreciate. I think he's starting to trust Cade, which I like. I'm still not in rhythm with how they're using McCarthy. He comes in not McCarthy now.
Yeah, McCarthy.
McCarthy. He just comes in at sporadic times, but I mean,
he threw it down.
Yeah, it's effective. I just don't get it, but as long as it don't mess with Cade's rhythm, which it hasn't, I'm good with it. But yeah, man, it's getting too late in the season to just keep doing the same old. And now that it's being effective, I think Harbaugh will loosen up. I think he's loosening up his, you know what I'm saying, imprint and stamp on the offense and kind of let Gaddis call a game. Because before, Gaddis didn't have a lot of game calling experience, you know what I mean? So I feel like Harbaugh was kind of babysitting him into it. So hopefully we see more speed and space, like he said. And I mean, the play calling it was excellent. I mean, they was mixing it up, but at the same time, when your offensive line was dominating like ours was, hey, just hand it off. It ain't hard. You know?
Right. Yeah. They were opening it up for him for sure.
We don't want to overcomplicate things.
King, obviously we scored a lot of points, but I mean, do you feel like we need to still tweak something on O, or how you feeling?
To be honest, right now, how I'm feeling, whatever works, man. Whatever is whatever is pushing the envelope forward. And our run game, we handed it off 28 times. Haskins 28 times. Yeah, 28 rushes, 169 yards, 5 touchdowns. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But I mean, of course, we are gonna have to have like Bowie said, that balance come like bigger games. And I mean, this was a big enough game, but we had them off their rocker, and other teams aren't always gonna be off their rocker like that. You know what I'm saying? Like other teams are gonna come and want to hit us back in our mouths. But that first play that we did score on, that was a nice draw right there. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that is what we wanted to see. And I guess maybe they were holding on to it, or maybe they weren't. But that's what we want to see earlier in the season. But I can see why maybe they did, if that was the case, if they are holding on to it. Because, I mean, it was set up perfect. And like you said, the flea flicker as well. So
it's a playmaker with the rock, man. It's not that hard.
whatever is working, you know what I'm saying? Keep riding that, but also have that balance, because, you know what I'm saying, duality in life is what we need, you know what I'm saying? Balance. So.
Yep. Switching to defense, man, like we actually, and believe it or not, we had some DBs make some all-conference teams, which, hey, man, they didn't got better through the year. I'll give them that. They have gotten better through the season for sure. And we've been doing all this with, you know, the crazy thing, I mean, everybody got injuries, but this season we made it all the way to this point without Ronnie, our best receiver, which is like, man, what if we had Ronnie Bell right now? And then Green, our corner Green, started most of the season, and he been hurt. And Gray and Turner came in holding it down. So I'm just thinking about, man, like, what if we were all the way healthy, which, like I said, nobody, I guess, is all the way healthy. So, but still, it's just interesting to think about. But our defense, man, they didn't let nobody behind them. Like we said, no deep passes. Remember, I was saying, my thing was, even if they drive the field, that's cool, because they're taking time. The clock is moving the whole time. I think they had a 13-play drive where they scored a touchdown, maybe a 17-play drive where they scored a touchdown, some crazy long drives, which I think we actually lost the time of possession, Bowie, if I'm not mistaken. But
yeah, we did by like 2 or 3 minutes. We did.
But it didn't
seem like it.
It didn't seem like it, though. So I see why you say that. But my whole point of that was, hey, if they're doing 17 play drives, the clock is just ticking. So as long as we're in a close game, it's like it's got a chance to stay close longer because it's just ticking. You don't got 20 chances to score. You're not just about to throw a bomb. Oh, that's a 1 minute drive. Okay, bet. Now we're gonna get the ball back in a couple minutes and do it again. So I feel like that was probably the biggest thing for our defense. Obviously, the pressure we got was huge. But the fact that they couldn't get anything deep, like I said, when you got to make them long drives, it's snowing. You got to avoid fumbles on handoffs. They were dropping short passes more than they usually drop. And it's like just little stuff. You got to be more perfect when you go 17 plays as just dropping back, throwing a bomb, 2-play drive.
They ain't used to that. They used to big plays all day.
They used to big plays. So that was kind of my outlook on it. But B, Keen, I'll start with you this time. Defense, Hutchinson, Jabo, Ross. You know who was out there not looking great. Me and Bowie was talking about it. Somehow, some way, he's
number 30.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that.
But I'll let you go where you want to go with it. I don't want to force your hand one way or another.
No. I mean, I'm gonna just stay with the positive, optimistic vibe on that. I mean, I can't account for him, you know what I mean? But the defense played great. We got 2 first-team All-Americans on the defensive line, you know what I'm saying? They just do. And we kept everything underneath, like you said. Like that was a defensive game plan. They had let me see, he did his thing. Stroud, it was 34 for 49, 394 passing yards, but only 2 touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? And I think those were the ones that came in maybe the fourth quarter, I believe. But I mean, you can't play it no better than that. They did win the time of possession, but that's on that fourth quarter drive. Like you said, it was a drive where it was 17 plays that took like 6 minutes, and then it was a drive for 13 plays that took like 4.5 minutes. So that's 10 minutes off the clock, and you're down. You know what I'm saying? So that's not a good formula to come back. So I mean, the defense played great, man. Kudos to them. Now strap it on. Let's get ready for next week because we got a championship to go win now.
Yep. Mike McDonald. Hey, you're not about to just get man to man and run crossing routes for 4 quarters. Sorry, I don't think they were used to. I don't think they knew how to adjust to this because we ain't never did that against them. So, Bowie, defense. Any thing you want to mention?
Big ups, man. Congratulations to Hutchinson and Ajabu. I believe they both made first team. And then Dax Hill, he made it on there. Gray made it on there. I'll go to the secondary receiver matchup. The numbers was kind of, not skewed. They made the catches, but we had good defense on a lot of their deep passes. Like that
TD, man, that was a good D. Gray was there.
Right. Like our DBs was right there. So big ups to the DBs. I mean, even the announcers was like, yeah, you can't play no better defense than that. And I've always been a big advocate of there's no defense for a perfect throw. So Stroud had, some good throws. And I just shouts out to our DBs. But they dropped a lot of short passes, you know what I'm saying? Like they were making the spectacular catches, but then dropping the easy ones.
Yep.
And as a receiver, I'm always like, well, you're gonna lose that battle with the DB because you can have all that underneath stuff, and they was dropping that. So just shout out to the DBs. Hutchinson had a huge game, man, coming through big. And I said it in the last podcast, man. When you got leaders like that, dog, like we ain't had leaders like him in the past. I feel like, you know what I mean, like. Not taking anything away from the Julius Peppers, he was more of a doer, you know what I'm saying? But he didn't lead by like getting people by doing and then bringing people into the fold. I believe like Hutchinson brings people into the fold. He has something to prove. And like I said, man, heart goes a long way because statistically, all the numbers, we were supposed to lose that game. But the defense came with a tremendous amount of heart. We got to the quarterback with 4, sometimes blitzing, but like we said, you switching up, you know what I'm saying, keeping them off their toes. And our defensive coordinator had a game plan and they executed it perfectly. So big shots out to the D too. Another phase of the game that I feel we won.
Yep. And I ain't know Julius Peppers went to Michigan, but whatever.
Brett, hey, because I'm so not used to because I had nicknames for him. I'm so not used to calling him by his name. He was steaming Willie Beeman, if you know what I mean.
Oh, you silly. Nah, but I want to bring up something to what you just said though, which is I think was an overlooked part of the game was because at times it seemed like Ohio State was being conservative, right? Like they had some 3rd and 6, they ran it, and everybody's kind of like, yo, like why they had more run plays in past situations than I even expected, right? But if you think about how we're playing too deep. And they always say in football, if you got too deep, you're supposed to run the ball. Like that's a run.
Because the box ain't.
Yeah, the box ain't loaded. And I think all year, anybody who's tried to play deep on them, they've just run it with success. But we actually were stopping the run with too deep. Right. And I think Ryan Davis kept thinking we gonna pop one eventually. And then that shit just wasn't working. Like, right. Yeah, we got 2 back there and you still can't run on us. That was probably the determining factor in the game. Like, I was just like, why do you keep doing it? Like, the numbers say so. Go ahead, King.
No. I'm saying that's a good point, bro. Like,
yeah,
you're getting stopped at what you do, and then you ain't never been presented with a situation that you ever been in front of before. It's like, what you gonna do? So, like, I think that's why it was a dominant win. You know what I mean? It wasn't just like, oh, we squeaked that, but no, we dominated and we executed. We didn't do the things we usually do. They were doing those things because they weren't executing, you know what I'm saying? And that's how we used to be. But now, you know what I'm saying?
Turning that page. Because I was waiting for a defensive, false start, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I was just sitting there. I didn't want it in my heart and I didn't want to speak it. But I was just like, man, one of these times, 3rd and 6, we're going to jump outside, just kill the momentum.
It would have been crucial, though. It would have been a crucial one. You know,
like a 3rd and 6 where we beating up on them. And, you know what I'm saying? You just wait for that to happen. But again, that's more mental than I think physical, to where now that mental monkey is off our back. So we ain't going to make the mistakes going forward.
Yeah. And we should never go on another streak like that, losing to them. Like, since we got that, that bad juju up off us. So, right. What was I about to say? Shoot, I had something else I wanted to mention.
Was it about Dax?
No, it wasn't about that. Okay. You can talk about Dax since I forgot. But yeah, man, I feel like Dax should be I don't know, man. He missed some tackles. Like he was getting a lot of passes. I don't know, dog. Like, I mean, I know he's athletically gifted, but sometimes it just seemed like he a day late and a dollar short to be as hyped up. Like, you couldn't tell me when he's out there like that. You could flip flop him and Brad Hawkins numbers. I wouldn't know who was who. You know what I'm saying? Like, right. Is he making that much more plays than Brad Hawkins? Like, no, yeah, okay. Hawkins makes some good tackles here and there and gets most of the time he's got solid coverage, gets beat every now. It's like, what's the difference between you two? Seriously. What is he? No, he had a couple highlight plays, a couple decent games, but it's like for them to be projecting him first round, I don't know, man. I need to see more. Bully. I know we was talking about it. Oh, and I remember the other thing I was gonna say too now, but go ahead.
I'll keep it quick then. But just as DBs go, he's looking like the weaker DB out of our DBs. You know what I'm saying? Like, as hyped up as he is, I'm not seeing the hypeness on the field, and I'm just expecting more from him. I don't think it's talent. I think it's like he needs to refocus. Because he's hearing that first round, you know what I'm saying? I just think it's outside noise, and he'll get over it because Alabama can knock your first round draft stock down a whole lot, because them is pros over there. And without a doubt, them is pros over there. So you're gonna have to prove your mettle. If we stay where we at, we might end up facing them. So you know what I'm saying? He's gonna have time to prove his number one status, but right now, after that game, I need to see more, like you said, and I'm not happy with his play by any means.
Yeah. So this is what I was gonna say, Keen, unless you want to add to that.
No. I mean, I just think it's lack of technique right now. I believe it ain't talent. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's for a reason. So.
What I was gonna say was which made this win even greater was that we actually, I mean, we controlled the game. Don't get me wrong. I felt like we were in control most of the game. You know, you just kept waiting for the floodgates to open and us throw it. You know what I'm saying? But it never happened. So we were in control most of the game. But early it got a little dicey. So I like how we got down and then we came right back. Like that got to do something for you too. You know, it's easy to stay in the lead, but like once they come back, take the lead back, it's like, okay, that's when I was really thinking like, oh shit, here we go. That was a good first quarter, but you know, we just kept balling. But the point I want to get to was, and Bowie, you could, or no, King, you speak on it. Early, man, Cade made a mistake that's not like him. He threw into like double coverage, got picked after we scored, got a stop, and then had the ball, great field position, about to score again, go up 14-0, and he throws a bad pick into damn near double, triple coverage. I'm like, this ain't like Cade, but he bounced back. So, I mean, like, how were you feeling in that moment? Were you like, oh, here we go, Cade ain't ready?
So we was in the middle of warm-ups, and, you know, Coach know I'm a Michigan fan. He know I got the game on over there, you know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at it. That's one of the things I did see, bro. I seen that pick, and I'm like, oh, my God. I was like, it's a wrap. I said it in my head, like, it's a wrap. Damn. Like, it's good. He been the game manager all season, and then you want to throw that into that coverage in the red zone, too. That was the red zone, right?
Yeah, we're about to score. We're on like the 15, 20 maybe.
Why? You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, bro, it tore my heart up. And I looked to one of my players. I tried that signal to him. I was like, he threw a pick. He was like, damn. You know what I'm saying? It was deflating, but to see him bounce back, man, that just shows, like, I guess like we weren't wrong about him all season. You know what I'm saying? Like he's been a good manager. Like that one pick he did though, or the one bad pick he threw versus Michigan State was we needed him to do something because our coaches was fucking up. They were
late. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So I mean, I was worried because it was Michigan. You know what I'm saying? We haven't given no other reason why not to believe it was a wrap for me. So, but the way he came back and played, man, I mean, you couldn't ask for more from him. You know what I'm saying? And the way he was cheering on McCarthy when he's on the field, you know what I'm saying? You want that type of camaraderie between competing, you know what I'm saying, players for a spot. So I still feel good about him, man. I still feel like he's the guy to move forward with, and you know, chasing this illustrious, you know what I'm saying, medal and you know what I'm saying, trophy that has eluded us since '97. You know what I mean? So I feel confident still with him, bro.
All right. Hey, Bowie, I know you talked about McCarthy, and I feel you after that state game. He scarred us a little bit with that bluff. Should be undefeated.
We should be undefeated. I think,
but he did come in. He did one zone read. He took it and ran, I think, for a first. Then he came in and threw that dime. I mean, right over the DB's hand to Roman Wilson on the money. Still not getting more confident in him, or you just feel like just let Cade just run the show? And it's got to be good maybe for him, you know, especially the further we go. It's like, oh, we're going to go to the playoffs and you transfer out. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It's just what you thinking about McCarthy.
Right. No, that's a possibility. I mean, I'm good with McCarthy coming in, especially if he's comfortable enough to come in. I just think that state game, once you fumble once, coach got to know, you know what I'm saying? Like, all right, this moment just might be too big for him. You know what I'm saying? I honestly I didn't blame that second one on him. I blame it on the coaches. They should have seen after that first fumble, all right, you get the sense that he's trying to come in and hit the home run every time, and you don't want to put him in that position. Because you're more apt to make mistakes. Even when he took that zone read and I thought he could have scored a touchdown, but he was fighting for every little inch. And you like, not as a quarterback, you'll just get out of bounds. You know what I'm saying? We on like the 3-yard line. What's the difference if you make it to the 1-yard line, but you get your damn ACL blown out? You know what I'm saying? Like just get out of bounds.
Or fumble through the end zone or something crazy.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So
give it up.
I want them to coach into him like, yo, we don't need a home run from you every play, but just use your talent to make plays because he's able to do that. Like you said, the dime, you know what I'm saying, that he threw, the zone reads that he ran, he's able to make plays, but I just feel like when they come in, they just got to coach him to not try to hit the home run. and I think he'll be fine. But I like the mix and the way they're using him because it's effective. I mean, when he comes in, he does things. And what we've been saying all season, put the playmakers on the field. If he making plays, he's another one. He got to be out there. And to your point, King, I think Cade knows that too. So that's why the camaraderie is so good and why he's so supportive of him, is because he know he can make plays.
Sure.
It's almost like if you could mesh the two of them, like give Cade a little bit of McCarthy's playmaking X factorness, and then give McCarthy a little bit of Cade's like relax a little bitness.
Chill.
You got a damn good quarterback if that was the case. But
I played with some dudes in high school that was like that.
I don't know where this man going with that. All right, so enough about the game. Great win, man. We obviously ecstatic about it, man. That was a long time, way too long time coming.
Right.
But we here now, and Iowa, who backdoored their way into the Big Ten championship,
slop buckets,
because Wisconsin should have went. If they would have went, I should say, if they would have beat Minnesota. Wisconsin would have been in. They lost to Minnesota, thus opening the door for Iowa to get in. Personally, I actually like our matchup with Iowa better. I think that's a better game. Not that I don't think we could have beat Wisconsin, because we already did. But I feel like Wisconsin, I don't know. I just felt like that would be a easier game for us out of the two. I know Iowa's offense is really bad from everything I've ever watched this season. And Wisconsin kind of has not a great offense, but a little more than Iowa. So they both got good defenses. But we cannot, like Bowie, you was saying on the text, hey, man, we can't treat Ohio State like it was the Natty, because it wasn't.
Right.
Yes, sir.
I'll expound. I'm just, you know what I'm saying, on Twitter and Instagram, you just like the fans, man, we are going crazy over this dub, and I get it. I wholeheartedly get it. We ain't beat them in a long time, but I just don't want that to go over into the players, and hopefully the coaches are getting this out of their mind that it's over. You know what I'm saying? You potentially got, you got this one, you potentially got 3 more games left, you know what I'm saying? And the feeling that we got right now, the joy that we got is well deserved, but it's business as usual if we want to accomplish more than what we already accomplished. So, and I wholeheartedly believe that's up to the coaches. You got to keep these boys level. You got to keep them grounded in the fact that the season ain't over, and we still got work to do. So just hoping that this feeling it's a great feeling to have, and you want them to remember what it feels like to win this. But if you want to accomplish,
can't trick this off to Iowa.
Right. Because I'm not good at following mathematically. What do you think if we trick this off to Iowa, what you think we end up at?
No, we're not going to talk about that, bro.
Out. Just say we're out. We're not going.
All right, we'll just go there. So
we're not even
in order to stay in the position that you want to be in, you got to win this game. And hopefully we don't come out just thinking that, we beat Ohio State, so they're going to roll over for us, because they are competing for the Big Ten championship, and that's a huge honor. So
yeah, and I feel like, maybe if this was just like let's say we played Ohio State 2 weeks ago, and then Iowa was like the last game on the schedule or something, I feel like that would be more of a slip up spot, or not even Iowa, but just Indiana, whoever it was, you know what I'm saying? Like whoever, right? It'd be a let up, but it's like, you can't let up when you're in the Big Ten championship. It's in another state. It's in Indianapolis. All the crowd, the whole, the hype of the game, the energy, the atmosphere. It's like, you can't come out and like just have a hangover in that environment. You know what I mean? So I'm thinking we're going to be straight. I'm hoping we're going to be straight. But Ken, look like you got some stats for me. So talk to me.
Yeah, man. Like you said, their offense is kind of horrible. it says they're ranked. This might be a joke, but it says their offense is ranked 200th.
Right.
This is on CBS. This is on CBS Sports app. And then their passing is ranked 179th. The rushing is ranked 172nd. So
Oh, they only out of 130.
I think they might be including like FCS, maybe. Or
Oh,
something
okay.
like that. They got
Still, that's terrible.
I know FBS like 120 maybe or something like that. But yeah.
Hutchinson, a job will go out and get 10 and a half sacks.
But
man.
hey, hold on. They are 3-0 versus the top 25. I mean, I
Who
don't know
was
if
the
that
top
was
25.
I mean, that might be early. I'm saying when they play a top 25.
Penn State,
That's what I'm saying.
they beat Penn State. I know that when Penn State would have beat them, but Penn State quarterback got hurt in
Okay.
the middle of the game, and they brought the plight in.
Penn State. Iowa State, and they beat Indiana was ranked 7. Well, Indiana was ranked 17 at the beginning of the season.
Blup, blup, and blup.
Blah, blah,
Right.
blah. Yeah. They
You
are on a
don't
4-game win
believe
streak.
you
That's
need
all I can say.
OP.
So they're riding high. They are riding high right now on a 4-game win streak.
And last week they were down to Nebraska like 20, was it 21-7 or 21-0? And Nebraska did what Nebraska does, but
So they're on an
Fumble the
emotional high
bag.
too. Then you know what I'm saying? They coming off an emotional win too.
they kind of come back.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they-
I mean, we shouldn't be worried, but like I said, prepare them like it's the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? Because this is one of them. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. So I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves. I don't want to jinx nothing. But if we just being honest on this podcast, we got a legitimate shot, I feel like, to get to the Natty. We might not win it because I feel like Georgia still, I got to give them an edge on us. But we got a real shot to get there. I don't know. I feel like our chance.
That's real.
Like outside of Georgia, who can't it look like I said, hopefully that monkey off our back got us confident, like, yeah, we can beat anybody now. But I mean, Alabama, I think, is going to lose to Georgia, right? They should be out. They may beat them. If they beat Georgia, then I'll be a little more nervous about Alabama. But I feel like they're going to get beat by Georgia. Alabama's going to be out. And then at that point, it's looking like Cincinnati and either Notre Dame or Oklahoma State are the other potential. I think we could beat Cincinnati. I think we could beat Notre Dame. And I think we could beat Oklahoma State, which would probably be the 3 or Alabama. Now, that'd be dicey. Like I said, if they beat Georgia, all bets are off. That means Saban really got them boys turned, which is a possibility. But I mean, I don't feel like they're going to beat Georgia, and all them other 3 teams we can beat, regardless of which one it is that we play. So if Georgia wins, they should stay 1. If we win, we should stay 2, and then we're going to play number 3 and 1 versus 4, 2 versus 3. We got a shot, man.
Yeah. A big shot. That's what I'm saying. We gotta stay focused. We could be in the national championship game, bro.
Yeah, that
Then once
Georgia
you
game,
get there-
they got Georgia the 4-point favorite.
Over Alabama? That's it? I might have to jump on. That D is nasty.
Bro, yeah, and that's why I feel like they banking on Georgia's D, and their D is nasty.
Yeah, no, definitely. Wow, 4-point.
Can't think of his name, but they defensive tackle, he's a whole man.
The
Davis.
99.
Yeah,
He's
they.
a whole man.
Yeah,
He'll
he.
just be moving people out the way, bro.
Man, and
We're at 10.5 points, so you know, just go handle business.
yeah, I mean, we should cover that.
Briefcase, lunch pail.
Yeah, we should cover that. I mean, if anything, it's going to be low scoring. But I think our offense got a little more ability than theirs to make some plays. Hopefully, we get anybody back that's injured. Hoping Green can come back. At least have an extra DB out there if we need it. Still want to see Andrell get more involved. He had the one pass on a penalty. Could have hauled that in. It was a tough catch, but one I feel like he probably knows he could have caught. So
Right.
I don't know, man, but I think this is a real opportunity. It's a real possibility right now. We're in a good position, man, to get to the playoff one and not only get there, but get to the national championship. I don't know,
You
man.
know what I'm ultimately believing in, dog? The reason why I feel like we got so much edge, Hutchinson. Dog, like he said he came back for this reason, to win a Big Ten championship. Like earlier, we seen his dad in the stand. He like, yeah, you can get all the numbers. He was like, but I got the Big Ten ring. You know what I'm saying? Like,
But it is,
and if
man.
your leader has that fire, dog, I just feel like it gives your team an edge, dog. He's our Rudy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. B. It's because we've had leaders before, right? I feel like here's the difference. Our best player by far and away is the leader. You know what I'm saying? It's like you can have a lineman like whoever, our left guard, Ben Bredesen, he's been starting 4 years. He's the leader of this team. It's like, yeah, but he's kind of like out there. He's beasting, but it's not like a, big name like that. It's like when you're All-American, potential Heisman, defensive player of the year in the conference, all this stuff is the one out there.
Swinging the game momentum, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that.
They feeding off that, dog.
Right.
They definitely.
I remember that's what I asked from Pep. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you gonna have that game in a big game that swings the momentum, that turns the game, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it just never came to fruition. And other leaders, like you said, like we thought Nico had that ability, but then he didn't play. You know what I'm saying? DPJ, we were waiting on him to be like to turn the game, you know what I'm saying, in a big game. Never happened. But now we got Hutchinson.
John
Gary, yep. I mean,
tiptoed around that whole game.
Right. So I mean, that's where I'm coming with, you know what I'm saying? The attitude is kind of different because our far and away best player is swinging the game in big games. You know what I'm saying? His 3 sacks was huge. And just imagine if he comes and gets 3 or 4 more sacks, man, like you gotta give him a ticket to New York. And then Haskins, he have a 5 touchdown game in the Big Ten championship. I know you clown me when I said it after this game when I said Haskins might get an invitation. You know what I'm saying? Not thinking they gonna win, but
yeah,
I mean, our conference and our division is probably one of the toughest divisions
It
in
is.
college football. So
Good, it is.
yeah. Big Ten, that side of it is tough.
right, you come out of that and playing the way you played in the last 2 games. You know what I'm saying they say you as good as your last game. So just you know what I'm saying. I'm confident with them leaders that we got right now.
So, King, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Hutchinson's play in that game, how great he played, beating Ohio State, putting us in the crosshairs of a national championship. Without jumping far ahead, I just want to keep saying that. We worried about Iowa, but if we're projecting forward, we have a legitimate shot. Is it safe for me to say? It sounds crazy that was the biggest game a Wolverines had a Wolverine player has had in terms of national championship landscape. The way he played, it wasn't one specific play, but I feel like his play was equivalent to Chuck returning the punt in '97 versus Ohio State.
Yeah. I'm on that. Like, we haven't had Denard, he had plays, but we never played anything big because we weren't winning. But we haven't had a player that changed games, you know what I'm saying, the momentum of games, you know what I'm saying. I would say he reminds me of Chuck too. I can see where you're coming with that, you know what I'm saying. Like with the 3 sacks, you know what I'm saying, that was one of the things we needed to do to get them off the field. And I mean, other than Denard, on offense and on defense, you know, it's 2 different games, you know what I mean. Offense, you're gonna score touchdown. Defense is a pick, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, but he changes the game for us. He's a game changer. Yeah, I see what you're saying. I get that sentiment.
Yep.
Yes.
And he did it on the biggest stage.
I'll keep it to defense.
You say what?
I mean, because Braylon had 3 tubs versus Ohio State. And like you said, King Denard. So like defensively, like as a defensive player, I want to say that was like the biggest performance.
Right. But the only reason I escalated it though is because so much was on the line. Michigan didn't have no shot at the Natty that year. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay. All right, now I see your point. My bad. Then I retract those.
Yeah. I mean,
you know, I'm all offense. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know I'm all offense.
and is much as I don't want to make our losses versus them sound shittier than they already sound, the streak, the one time we did beat them was Luke Fickell interim coaching year. Remember when before Urban Meyer got there, after Tressel was Luke Fickell did that interim, and that's when we got him. That's
Goodness.
and neither team was great that year.
Monkey off back.
Yeah, it's off.
Hey.
Sorry.
Some people were born on third base thinking they hit a triple.
Oh, hey, talk about that. I liked that.
Hey, yeah, I mean, Harbaugh put it out there. I don't know if it was a shot at, you know what I'm saying, Coach Day.
It was.
But he said that some people are born on third base thinking they hit a triple. It's like basically you got the house with the cupboards loaded already. You had to buy no
came in with the cupboards full, bro. You already was eating.
Yep.
Bang bang.
And did y'all see that he started? We've been saying that. Like, why doesn't it seem like we take the rivalry as serious as them and Michigan State? We used to say that a lot, but it's like they said that picture where Ryan Day said we're gonna hang 100 on them was on the monitor in the weight room. Right when you walk in the weight room, it's a picture of him with the quote next to it on the TV monitor every day you walk in the weight room where it says we're gonna hang 100 on Michigan next year. I'm like, that's the stuff I like to hear.
Right.
Take it serious, man.
Ingrain it in their brain.
Yeah. This disrespect, man. You gonna
disrespect. I was just thinking that. That's disrespect.
Yeah. All right, so let's get to some predictions, man. Let's get to some
As a winner, do I get to choose to go last?
I'll let you go last, Keen. I guess I'll go first. I don't think I ever go first, so I'll go first this week. I'm gonna say Michigan 31, Iowa. I give them 14.
Oh, I'm gonna stay right in that 30 area. I was gonna go 35-10. Go blue.
All right. King.
I'm gonna go 42-17.
We're all expecting to beat these boys' ass.
Yes, sir.
Prove me right. I need this dub.
All right, before we get out of here real quick, I'm popping on Instagram, B. King.
Yeah, at the Michigan Man Cave podcast. I mean, hit me up though. I put up a poll, a couple people answered, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna try and get you on here, especially with the great, you know what I'm saying, news of beating Ohio State and all that good camaraderie. So just hit us up on Instagram at the Michigan Man Cave podcast.
Yes, sir. Boy, what's happening on that bird?
We on Twitter, live and direct. I took a lot. I've been trying to stay out of the celebration. I should get my emotions out of the Twitter game, but I just been trying to move on to Iowa. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't been posting much about this Ohio State thing, but back posting about Iowa. Send me your thoughts. Love the way we get an interaction from different people, new people. Thank you for liking and subscribing. We on Twitter, the Michigan Man Cave podcast. I'll let you boys.
Yes, sir. Well, if we ain't got nothing for the greater good, we're going to come back when we Big Ten champion. Killer.
Go blue.
Drop that. I think the main reason we won is I didn't see the Hellraiser nowhere on the field.
Nowhere to be found.
Bulls are.
Hey, bro, I didn't place no bets on the game. I ain't wear no jersey.
Bro.
I changed up my juju.
I was about to press the money line at the beginning in the morning. I was about to do the money line on Michigan. After the game, I was like, fuck, but I was like, I probably would have fucked.
Hey, so that score prediction you gave is null and void then, since you ain't bet.
Man, we out of here, man. We got to run.
Okay.